And you young people that are being, you young people, you are beginning to give a bad name to the people. I don't know where I've seen even you doing things on TikTok where there are gangs that are rising. Until now there are people doing the West, doing the South. You are now beginning to go on TikTok, you are fighting, you are beginning to create goons. There will be morals in this nation again. I guarantee you. You are misbehaving. These goons are not old people. There is no one with gray hair. They are young people like us. How could you be brought to do stupid things like this? This is an international airport, for crying out loud. This is not your mother's house. Even your own mother, you honor her. Look at this video.
Injured as Gachagua supporters clashed with armed goons who attempted to disrupt the procession from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. A group of armed youth attacked the convoy shortly after Gachagua left the airport. Armed with stones and crude weapons, the goons pelted the DCP leaders with stones, injuring several people and damaging vehicles. Citizen TV's Ben Kirui was there.
What was meant to be a triumphant political homecoming for DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua quickly descended into chaos and violence, disrupting planned celebrations and forcing the cancellation of a scheduled stopovers and a rally to address supporters. Tensions began to simmer even before Gachagua's arrival, as groups of youth, some arriving on motorbikes and others ferried in buses, began arriving at the airport. The youth appeared organized and intent on disrupting the procession. Moments after Gachagua's convoy left the airport, violence erupted. The youth began hurling stones at vehicles in the procession, damaging cars and injuring several people, including leaders and supporters. What began as a peaceful procession quickly turned into a scene of panic and disorder. The attacks unfolded in full view of police officers deployed to maintain security. Little was done to quell the violence or protect those under attack. The unrest forced Gachagua to cut short his procession and abandon plans to address a rally at Kamukunji, where he was expected to speak to his supporters. He immediately changed cars and drove off, leaving leaders who were accompanying him to address the supporters.
The most busiest road when it comes to foreigners. Because when you leave the airport as a foreigner, before you make base or destination to your hotel, that is the road you pass. It means that is an economical road. The economy of Kenya requires that road for people to get to where they are going. Either people from the airport, people that are trading their goods and services, people that are going to work. That is an economical road. How do you hijack such a road and do stupid things like that? Have you seen people with gray hair doing that? And you are there saying youth for youth. Which youth? When we are killing one another. We lost morals in this nation. Now, police, do you see why people hate you? You are just standing there and you are watching. What is the purpose of the police? To maintain law and order. There was no law and order there. Because someone is giving you a green light, do not intervene. So that we fight each other and kill each other. And to you young people, because we become other fools, we are dying for people that are just enjoying chips and chicken. What was the need for all that was happening? Who are these leaders that you have made them so big for no reason? When you're going to now there are people there that have gone to the hospital. Is that leader there? Is the former deputy president aware that you are going to the hospital? The people that have sent those goons, some of those goons have become taken to the hospital. Are the people that sent you there know that you have gone to the hospital? Does the leader of this nation know that you have gone to the hospital? Do the governors, the people that sponsor you, do those people know you have gone to the hospital? Why don't you reason? Use your brain. It's such a shame. Now to get a visa as a Kenyan to a certain nation, we are almost being red flagged, and many of you cannot see because you don't have a vision of ever doing anything outside Kenya. That's why you are behaving like a goon. Why don't we reason as Kenyans? Why don't we sit down and look at the problem? Kenyans are not the enemy of Kenyans. Why can't you reason and see that the money you are being given is going to give you a bad name? Now we are even taking political wars to the airport. What's the need of that? You know, there is a scripture, and I will need to say this. I've understood it. To the young is strength, but to the old is counsel. Young people, you have strength, but you lack counsel. Old people, you have some counsel, but you lack strength. We will need to get some wise old men and some strong young men. Strength and wisdom are needed if there is ever going to be great fruits. But the strength that we young people have, it is clear we have no counsel. We are beginning to make Kenya like Haiti. The way I see sometimes on TikTok, you see gangs are rising, others are threatening each other. Which nation? A leader is coming. You try that nonsense. The glory of the young men is their strength, and the splendor of the old men is their gray hair. The counsel of the old men. We will need to understand the difference between strength and counsel. We can't run a nation like this. In as much as there are problems in this nation, discipline cannot be something we are willing to forego. Let us go back to morals in this nation. The days when we never used to abuse one another. Now I'm hearing some abuses online. Who taught you those things? And to you, the leaders, you have pushed these young people to the wall, that there is no hope. You have created the monster. Deal with it. We will need to work together if we are going to save this nation. The time of tribalism is over. The time of corruption is over. Kenya can be, listen, Africa requires Kenya. Believe me, if Kenya stands, the war in Congo will end. You can't go and help a nation, your neighboring nation, to end a war when you are part of that war. We saw the other day the news saying that there are arms that have been taken to Sudan. If it's a false information, why don't you come out and correct it? What image is that sending to foreigners about Kenya? It's such a shame that even after all those years, it's such a shame. Who will take Kenya serious when we behave like goons? Every opportunity for picketing, goons enter the thing. Sponsored goons. Why were all those police watching? If it's not a sabotage against that man, why were you watching? You saw who started the problem. Why can't you intervene? Because your job is to maintain law and order. You just want, you just like people fighting. That's how you know it's a political battle. And to you Kenyans that are entering into it, you're just seen as donkeys, carrying burdens, political burdens for people. You can't reason for yourself. This is shameful to the international platform. We condemn these acts that are happening. Kenya is not like that. The real face of Kenya is love, joy, and peace. That Kenya you are trying to bring here will not be allowed. Kenyans are not fools. We are watching you. All of you, we are watching you. When the time comes, we will not forget. All you wicked cartels, we will not forget.